Nigerian House of Representatives passed a bill on October 30, 2024, amid at preventing and addressing sexual harassment in tertiary institutions. The bill proposed a 14-year prison sentence for offenders and a 5-year sentence or a 5 million naira fine for institutional head who fails to act on the reports cases. The bill, sponsored by House spokesperson Akim Rotimi, seeks to protect ethical standards and the student-educator relationship. It defines offenses as unwanted physical or verbal sexual conduct, creating a hostile environment, stalking and displaying sexual explicit materials. For institutional heads who ignore complaints, penalties include fines or impersonation. All right, we all know that the issue of sexual harassment in tertiary institutions is actually on a high. Remember the one that Professor Ndimfon was involved. If there was no evidence, it would have been something else. And according to what the victim said during Ndimfon's time, she said that Dimfon said, even if you want to go and report me, do you have the evidence? So it's more like a lot of lecturers or students perhaps act in a sense in this manner because they know that students, even if they cry out, they do not have evidence. Very dark man will say, you go explain, tired, no evidence. But what do you think? Do you think that these penalties, I mean, this bill that has been signed into law is going to have a way of at least reducing this issue of sexual harassment in tertiary institution that has been ongoing so far, even though some lecturers has gone in for it, but it still persists?
No, I don't understand the extent of work done in the bill, because the last time I had to go through it, I saw educator. Educator is seen as anybody who is employed in the institution. Yeah. Right, and you saw a whole lot of targets around the educator. Yeah. Then the one that is being educated, the education recipient, does not hardly have any level of issues. Then you also know that educators are in two folds. We have the male and female. Yeah. So we want to see a situation where this will be balanced. And what do they mean by verbal, is it verbal assault or verbal sexual, whatever? I don't know what they mean by all of this. Are you with me? Yeah. So we really need to have this document and then see how it could be properly interpreted so that it doesn't appear biased, right? It doesn't appear biased. Well, since this is a very important law that they have to do, leaving our electoral act that has left us in this condition, we need to really repair our constitution, especially from the electoral act, starting from political parties, the primaries. We have to look at our what do you call it, energy laws. Okay. Yeah. We have to look at enforcement powers, the oversight functions of the legislators. They have so much to do, right? But as it is now, this one has become very, very important to them. So what we want to look at is, let this paper come out, the bill, let it come out and let academics or non-academics look at it and then okay, if it's passed, that means they've done public hearing and all of that. Let's see if the president will assent to it. I don't know if this sexual harassment, if the lecturer complains, who is he going to complain that this particular person is? So they should also. I don't understand that. You mean that students will go to harass lecturers? A lecturer not harassable? Are they not human beings? I don't know. Are female lecturers not harassable by grown-up students? Okay. So that's what I'm saying, that these contemplations of the law they are about to enact should be comprehensive so that it doesn't sound biased. How comprehensive do you... is this sounding biased already? I've already included this now. Is it sounding biased already? No, I don't know now. I said I hope it will include all of this now. You know, I mentioned the educator. And I said the educator could be a male or a female.
A female employee
and
in the school
we
environment.
say that a female educator could be harassed by a male or female educatee.
Okay.
Are you get what I'm saying? So we are looking at it that it has to be comprehensive. They should not be targeted at. I'm suspecting the male educators, so that who probably will also be harassed. And then when you go to report, you now face it. You say, see, this one, look at what they did to me. I hope they recognize all that, the possibilities of all that. So I don't know why it is so important to them. And how can you define harassment? How can you define harassment? Is it enough that somebody will cry? Anyway, the law will, the court will adjudicate and then find foots around it.
Well, I don't know the kind of, well, they understand the kind of harassments they're talking about, and the most important thing is that the bill has proposed a 14-year prison sentence for offenders and 5-year sentence or a 5 million fine that will be given to them. So, but I don't know, you have not actually answered the question that I asked first. I said, would this have a way of reducing this ongoing crime in offense activities in tertiary institutions?
I'm a social scientist. I don't have statistical figures of sexual harassment in our tertiary institutions. I don't know if it is increasing or declining, right? From where I work, I've not also heard of any sexual harassment. I've not heard. If it exists, it has not come to my hearing. I think there's scarce literature around this as is. So I don't know where, what do you call it, the senators, the legislators, they may have done more research than we have done. So that's why I'm saying that we have to pick this document and know, you know, align with them.
All right.
Have a read of what they have done.
Dr. Weke, this is me also having this in my head. I'm trying to phantom it. You know that there were times that lecturers, not even till now, I'm sure you can attest to that because you're a lecturer, that some students dressed to school to tempt not just lecturers but male students as well. The way they dress, it can actually arouse a man, all right, because they're not properly dressed. That's why I think you have it in your school signboard. They will put a particular pictures. You're not allowed to dress this way, you're allowed to dress this way, indecent and decent dressing. So do you think that that is also included? And if yes, how many persons will go to prison for 14 years in a day?
You mean the people's children will go to prison?
Yes,
the girls that are dressing
because
like
if you're dressing half naked, you are sexually harassing someone.
The parents should start reading this law. And they should know that their children might go to school and not come back. My daughter has gone to prison. Well, the institutions around the university that I know, they have rules against dress. They have dress policies, and I think they are doing well. What we do is that educators, the lecturers or non-teaching staff, they see themselves as parents.
Okay.
You know, they see themselves. If you don't see yourself as a parent, you might not. If you see them as immediate fellow adults, you might fall prey.
Okay.
I think what this law that is very important to them should advocate is that you encourage them to continue to play the role of parents and mentors, right? If you do that, you might not be able to, you might not fall prey, you know. So, but I do not think the emphasis is on foul dressing. I don't think what they are targeting. I'm suspecting them very seriously that they might be looking at who knows which male lecturer has offended these men. You know, because I don't expect, like I told you, I'm going to find it around the net if I can get the content so that I don't engage in prejudice. If what I'm thinking serves me right, then it's bias, you know, because you also look at assessment before the facts, what has led to this incident. You know, so if a male lecturer is in his loose moment, and then a female adult comes around, you know, pretending or showing a manners that will suggest what they are contemplating there. So we don't know whether if that action is caught, whether they will still call it sexual harassment or what name it will be.
Okay, they will have to give it another name.
And then if it's also a male lecturer, because at some point I hear that you don't hold a female student or a female student should not hold you.
Okay.
I know that the academics, some lecturers marry people, they teach, you know, marry students. Could be lovers, adult lovers, holding hands, like somebody have planned to marry. Are you getting me? Holding hands. He said, this is my wife to be. And this investigator, we say that I caught you today holding somebody that's a student.
Okay.
Are they saying that even if the person is your wife or your wife to be, or two adults have agreed to be sexual partners now?
Eh? That one is an agreement.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is their law. Has to bring all these things into form.
Okay.
Are you get what I'm saying?
The thing is
that this now.
The thing is that if they agree, and then when they get to the panel,
holding hands shows that they have agreed. They are not frowning. No, do you see these two persons? None is frowning at each other. They are walking down happily, right? Smiling. And then you now, the lawmaker is saying that this man will go. You see two of them that will go. So let's look at the content of this law.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.